1,200 metres then for race number 2. It's a Class 4 contest. We have 12 of them heading to post. Victoria's leader comes up in class. No class droppers. There is one, I should apologise. Mr. Picasso drops back into Class 4, where he's won 4 times in the past. All 4 of his wins in this grade. Flying Photos gets the blinkers on for the first time. Beat 1 home on debut. Perfect Harmony finished 8th on debut behind Aries. Red Zoffany only beat 1 home on his debut behind Fantastic Show. Down to Wei Feng Charma, his sole win so far has been on the all-weather, but over this trip gets the inside gate. Destined Jury was 3rd course and distance, 2 starts back. Failed at Sha Tin over further last time. General Trump comes up in class, as does Victorious Leader. Both of them won 2 starts back.
Good to slow here, and there is, amongst the 12 runners, not one single leader of any of these. You could maybe make a case for Red Zoffany, who did lead on debut, but he hadn't shown any of that kind of pace in any of his trials before, so we'll see what he does, Red Zoffany. If they were to map in sort of their usual positions, maybe Wei Feng Charma from gate number 1 for Jack Wong, Destined Jewellery there. Tattenhall Fortune. Flying Photos has got the blinkers on for the first time. He had the blinkers on a recent trial, but he did miss the start with the shades on, and Mr. Picasso will go back from his draw of gate 10 for Zach Purton.
Here is Mr. Picasso. Last 2 wins have been off a rating of 60, and he is rated 60. Zach Purton aboard here, so he goes nice. He's been downgraded, and he's going well, so his work's been good. Barrier 10's the only little query. Tattenhall Fortune. Now, I thought I'd show this horse. He goes nice enough in his work. He hasn't done too much from his 4 starts to date. Barrier number 7. But I think he's a horse who is on the improve, is Tattenhall Fortune. And the other one we're going to have a look at here is Success All-Stars. He's the one that's not 3-4-6. He goes nicely there. He's one on the far side there, just working with his partner. But I thought it wasn't bad from him, and he's done nothing on the course.
So he's 65.
He was 65.
So what he's not.
Well, when I said it, it was just a little bit obscured, wasn't he?
Right.
That was the reason.
OK, all right. I think we got there in the end. Wei Feng Charma, the first one we'll have a look at. This is a good run from him last time out behind XL Delight.
And the speed map had him potentially leading because he can sit handy. He has sat handy before, but probably his best races, he's just sort of sat behind the speed, really. Wei Feng Charma, a 1-time winner from his 14 starts. Apprentice Claim with Jack Wong taking £3 off. You can see back there, the horse at the back of the shot there was Charge On. He's come out and won since, but look, he stayed on OK.
He did, and look, he ran second last time on the turf. I sort of pegged him as a bit of a, oh, we're the horse. But that second behind Compassion Star, who's going to go at one of the favourites in a later race, was quite good.
So. All right. Destined Jewellery. We're looking at the run 2 starts back because this was course and distance. I mentioned before the last start at Sha Tin was probably a little bit disappointing, but this one was positive.
Yeah, I just wonder if he is a bit of a Happy Valley horse. I mean, he ran really nicely here. Now, he did draw 14 at his last start, so there might be a little bit of excuse there for Sha Tin. But from barrier 4, I think he's going to get a really good run, and I think he's one of the major challengers. He's actually improving all the time.
Yeah, he's been a bit in and out through his short career so far. He did have excuses last time out, that wide draw, 3 wide, no cover on the pace. So I think just forget he went round that occasion, Destined Jewellery. OK, General Trump's a recent winner, but we're looking at his last start. This was back at the end of February behind All Best's friends who bolted up. Yeah, so he did win in Class 5 2 runs ago. That was beating home Yi Chong Pegasus, and then ran into All Best friends last time out over the 1,200 metres from gate number 10 with Alexi Bedell, and was beaten 4 lengths into second. So he was the best of the rest. You can see him there, one off the fence, now running into third or so, but did close off particularly well. The winner ran away and hit on this occasion, but Happy Valley was my little question mark for him. 3 starts at the track for Zilch.
Yeah, no, that Yi Chong Pegasus bolted up at his next start as well, so the form looks OK.
All right, he is actually our favourite at this stage, Paul, as well. So actually there's a lot of place money for Red Zoffany.
There is, isn't there, for Red Zoffany? Only had the 1 start. I didn't put him in. I put Mr. Picasso in. I think this is his go. Rated 60, as I mentioned, he's had 2 wins off this rating before. Zach Purton will jump back aboard. So there's plenty you like about this horse here, Mr. Picasso. David Hall's stable in a bit of form at the moment. The 9 in there for second, Destined Jury. I just think he'll get the perfect run in behind. He'll definitely get his opportunity from barrier 4. Wei Feng Charma. Now, with Wei Feng Charma, he's got a good draw. I don't reckon he'll lead, though. I don't think he's a natural leader, this horse. He's hung out a bit and done a few things wrong in a few of his races. So being on the rail will probably help him a little bit. And he has got that ability. As I mentioned, that second behind Compassion Star 2 starts ago wasn't too bad. And in for 4th, I put the 11 General Trump. Now, there's a couple of reservations about him. Happy Valley's 1, and obviously the win was in Class 5. and then he was placed in Class 5, and then he comes up into this grade for the first time. He's got the lightweight and Joe Moreira on his positives though, so that's why I found a spot for him in there for 4th. 198.11.
I went with the 1 as well, Mr. Picasso. If you look at past trends with him, this grade, this course and distance, off this mark, Zach Pert and David Hall, I think all the stars align really with Mr. Picasso. 7.3 and 2.7, a decent enough price at the moment for Mr. Picasso, who is a 4-time winner. Of the rest, I put a 9 Destined Julie, a little bit in and out. There was some early money for him. He's at 5.4 and 2.3. Last start, he had excuses, 3 wide, no cover on the pace from a wide stall. So basically, forget he went round. General Trump goes in, but a little bit of a reservation about Happy Valley for him, and he is eligible for Class 5 on this mark of 40, but he does have a lighter weight this time round. And I threw in Wei Fung Chama. I probably don't think he leads in this race either, but his best races have come handy when he's sat just behind them with a little bit of a cover. So I went 1.9.11.8, maybe a little bit of a watch on Victorious Leader as well. He is also eligible for Class 5, but he was beaten favourite last time out, and he did finish off okay, I thought.
All right, I've come up with exactly the same 4 numbers, but again in a slightly different order. Mr. Picasso on top. His last 2 starts in Class 4, he's won them both. He drops down, gets the winner. Zach's had ridden him 4 times for 2 wins, a second and a 4th as well. 1.8.11 and 9 for me there in race 2.